There is no doubt that Reddit is one of the most popular social media platforms to have ever existed. With over 430 million active users at the start of 2020, only few others can claim to have achieved such high numbers. Millions from all over the world join to discuss their favorite subjects with like-minded people online. Every subject has its own respective subreddit as to not mix up posts. Neat little idea, right? Well, of course, but like pretty much anything else, there's the strange and the peculiar. As you can probably already guess, r/paranormal is for people with paranormal experiences that are still alive and well enough to tell their stories. r/paranormal is not only for written posts with no evidence, but many users actually have image and video evidence to go with their stories. Not just that, but the subreddit also deems sleep paralysis stories as eligible for posting, which many explain as the most terrifying experience of their entire lives. For those who don't know, sleep paralysis is a real thing, and is when someone suddenly wakes up from sleep only to find that they are unable to move any part of their body except for their eyes. Eventually, one will regain control over their movement, but during the episode, many reported witnessing unusual events happening around the place they fell asleep in. These unusual events usually consist of observing another figure that has the body of a human but has non-human movements in the area or room with them, only to vanish when they finally regain control. While sleep paralysis can be explained scientifically, to this day no one can explain the mysterious figures. While r/5050 is not scary in the traditional sense, some stuff on this subreddit is extremely disturbing. Essentially, posts under the r/5050 subreddit would consist of very blurry pictures. The title would inform the reader that the picture has a 50% chance of being something and 50% chance of being something else. Typically something very gory. The only way to find out which 50 of the 250s the picture is actually about is by clicking the picture, unblurring it in the process. While your picture could actually be of a cute guinea pig, the picture is just as likely to be of human bodies mutilated in accidents, hairy tongues, or impaled individuals, which are real examples, by the way. What's even worse is the addictive nature of the whole ordeal. Once a person starts clicking through posts, it is hard to stop. Now forget about 50/50. This subreddit is really something else. r/3kings is dedicated for people having questions on how to conduct actual rituals and the correct order of certain steps. In addition to that, those that get all the information they need usually update their posts with the results, and the results are not usually comforting. While there are some posts that are blatantly fake, many are actually believable. All sorts of rituals and sacraments are being discussed and executed in detail on this very subreddit. My advice, look away before your curiosity sucks you in. Has it ever happened to you that you felt like something wasn't quite right around you? You don't know what it is, but you know something isn't normal. While r/glitch in the matrix is not disturbing in the usual sense, reading some of the stories on there is bound to send shivers down your spine. r/glitch in the matrix is a subreddit for people to share impossible coincidences or any experiences that have to do with the idea that our world consists of different universes. Many of the stories on r/glitch in the matrix are so relatable that I know it made me recall many of my own odd experiences where I questioned reality. Stories often revolve around accidental time traveling, time breaking, universe crossing, deja vu, Schrodinger's cat, real life glitches, and users having a memory that no one else seems to recall. The creepiest thing of all is that almost none of the posts seem fake and made just for attention. This is by far one of my favorite subreddits, and I guarantee that it will provide you with hours of shivering, memory recalling, and entertainment. The description of the subreddit says it all. May your heart skip a beat. As you can probably already guess, this subreddit is for users looking to share unnerving gifs. While it might not sound as bad as people finding loopholes in reality or asking for the correct steps to conduct a ritual, it is actually just as terrifying. Most of the stuff posted on this subreddit is labeled not safe for work, and deservingly so. Many of the gifts are not just plain horror, but are extremely bizarre and weird, the type that will keep you weirded out until you manage to look away, if you manage to look away. Not to mention the ones that are deliberately made to scare you. This subreddit proves that jump scares do not need sound to make you jump in your seat. Also, ghost sightings and odd events captured on footage is no stranger to this subreddit. These instances are typically accompanied by a very comforting title, as if nothing out of the ordinary is happening, which only adds to the viewer's concern. People come to this subreddit for rational explanations and the pursuit of mental peace. Despite the subreddit's name, r/unexplained photos is for people to share not just images, but videos and audio files too. So, pretty much any recorded instances where anomalies exist are valid. UFO sightings, monsters, ghosts, cryptids, and abandoned buildings are all acceptable territory on this subreddit. Many posts have mysterious backstories that are posted along, which usually only makes their content creepier. Other Redditors combine all provided details and evidence and then proceed with coming up with a conclusion. However, the most horrendous of posts is when the post seems legit and real and nobody is able to come up with a logical explanation. r/collapse is a subreddit where people can share theories on how and when the world is going to end. Frankly, the Redditors themselves that are engaged in the subreddit are not what makes it as terrifying as it is. As a matter of fact, those that contribute to r/collapse are decent people with rich knowledge on potential catastrophes. What truly takes the cake and makes the subreddit as scary as it is how many of the predictions discussed on the subreddit are backed up by scientific evidence, meaning that much of what may seem like outrage to a lot of people is actually realistic and could happen. Predictions for massive economic downfalls and Great Depression-like situation are also constantly discussed. If all seems normal to you at this very moment, this subreddit will surely make you think again. This subreddit proves how fragile and on the brink of collapse our world truly is. For this subreddit, you don't have to take a single user's credibility for proof, as there are police records of every case. r/missing411 is a subreddit dedicated for those attempting to solve real-life murder mysteries. While the collaborative spirit between the users of the subreddit is truly remarkable, the content they dissect is not so pure. Despite there being no ghosts or monsters involved, sometimes cases can get really puzzling and mysterious to the point of being unnerving. In addition to that, cases can get really brutal and gory, with many involving individuals getting tortured in the most inhumane ways possible. And again, the fact that it is all real and has actually happened does not help. This subreddit takes a lot of guts to read through and a great ability to image a set of events, so buckle up and ready your mind if you plan on visiting. r/fearme is not a subreddit for people to post oddities on, but rather a place that people would post about in subreddits where oddities are discussed. r/fearme is a place where users mainly post pictures, with the content usually being something straight out of a nightmare. Not just that, but the subreddit seems to carry out a cult-like behavior all throughout, with many of the post titles referencing a he or a she as in a greater being that is always watching. Not just that, but the description of the subreddit is as follows. Cast out your mind, your thoughts are no longer yours. Wash away any stubbornness, you belong to them now. Doubt yourself, you're not who you think you are. You're nothing, nobody wants you. You're home now. Obey them, you belong here. Welcome home, brothers and sisters. r/bad vibes deservingly takes the top spot. 2 simple words to describe this subreddit would be abnormal and grotesque, but to be honest, no verbal description can ever accurately describe the oddness of this subreddit. The name of this subreddit is very fitting for describing most of the content posted there. Almost all posts are bound to give you bad vibes and chills. Posts consist of pretty much anything that you think is disturbing to look at, and there is almost always no context. Whatever phobia you have, there is something on r/bad vibes to feed it. All posts are just creepy and feel downright wrong and unnatural to look at. I did my best to describe this peculiar subreddit, but for you to experience the chills I just mentioned, I would suggest looking it up yourself.